everybody. So we wanted to do a quick tips and tricks video on cleaning up once you are all done painting or if you're taking a little break. First of all, if you are stepping away from your painting or if you've already poured a little paint from your little cups onto your plate, just make sure you put the lid back on top. It's going to keep your paint from drying out. Now, if you do need to step away from your painting, or maybe you're waiting a couple days before you start your to-go kit, you want to make sure that you don't leave these out in the sun, for example. They will last longer if you actually put them in the fridge. So that'll keep them a little cooler. It'll prevent them from drying out a little bit. But again, make sure those lids are sealed. You can stack them up really easily, like so, and that's going to keep your paint nice and fresh for you whenever you are ready to start painting or get back to painting, okay? Now, when you are painting, and we're rinsing our brushes, while we're painting, you want to rinse your brushes a certain way. Now, you don't want to stab at the bottom of the cup. I am going to show you how to actually wash these at the end, but just throughout your painting, when you need to rinse to switch colors, remember you're going to sweep back and forth at the bottom of your cup. So again, that's sweeping back and forth like that. You don't want to stab because that's going to make the bristles of your brush kind of splay out like this, and it's going to make it very hard to paint with later. So again, you just want to sweep back and forth. That goes the same for any brush. You're just going to sweep back and forth. Then I like to press those bristles against the side. And then with your paper towel that you've got, you can see how clean your brush has gotten. So you can kind of see here, I still have quite a bit of paint in there. So that is a good sign that I just need to keep rinsing a little bit. I'm going to sweep, sweep, sweep several times. Press the bristles against the side, and you can kind of see it's getting lighter and lighter each time, okay? So once again, rinse away. Now remember, your water does not need to be clean when you rinse your brush while you're painting. It's okay if you have a little bit of slightly dirty paint water. So you can see here, I still had quite a bit of paint in there, but here it's just kind of a little bit of dirty paint water. It kind of looks like watercolor or something. As long as it's translucent and you don't have tons of actual paint color in there, you're good to move on. Don't worry about it being perfect, but again, just be gentle with those brushes. You just want to be careful about the bristles. Okay, again, sweep, press the bristles against the side, and just wipe off any extra water. You can kind of squeegee your brush if you need to. You don't need it perfectly dry, but you just don't want it dripping with water, okay? Now, once you are all done painting and you're ready to clean your brushes, we're going to make sure you just kind of rinsed them out. Okay, and I'm going to go over to my little sink over here, and I'm just going to dump my dirty paint water. Isn't that pretty? Oh, yes. So with your brushes, you can kind of see we've got lots of paint on the handle, and there's still quite a bit of paint in these bristles down here. So what we want to do, first, I like to wipe off those handles while that paint is still wet, because it makes it just a little bit easier. Just kind of wiping those down. You can always get out a sponge if you need to, if they're not scrubbing away very easily. Just get out a normal kitchen sponge. That's all you need, okay? Now when it comes time to actually rinse the paint out of your brush, first of all, you can kind of, again, sweep back and forth, just to make sure you got most of the paint out of there. I'm going to do that with all my little brushes. Okay, so you kind of see I don't really have too much paint coming off of those. And then at home, now in the studio we have brush conditioner, which is what we use to clean our brushes. So if you've got some of that, go ahead and use that. They'll love it. But at home we assume that you probably have some just normal hand soap. So what I like to do is pump a little bit of that soap into my palm here, and then I'm just going to kind of sweep back and forth, and you can already see I've got some of those pink suds coming off. That's a good sign that I didn't actually have all of that paint rinsed off. So the soaping of your brush is really important. You want to make sure you just get all those suds in there. Okay, now again, I'm sweeping back and forth. You don't want to stab, and again, just kind of keep your bristles together. Okay, and once you've got that foam, I just like to kind of rinse off. Again, I'm keeping my bristles together, just making sure that water's coming out clean. Once I'm done with that one, I just squeegee those bristles together and I can set it aside to dry, okay? Same for these guys. I'm gonna take a little bit of soap, swirl, keep this nice and clean, okay? Once again, rinse off. You can even rinse just like that. Swirling back and forth. Again, just like to keep those bristles pointy. With the round brushes, if you flatten them, you can kind of see they'll dry at a point, so you don't actually need to do that. Just kind of keep them actually at a point, and then once again, set aside to dry. Okay, another, a little more soap, little swirly, rinse, shape, set aside to dry. Last one, swirl with soap. Okay, that's all clean. Okay, once again, rinse, shape, set aside to dry. And it's as easy as that. Just set them aside just like that. They're gonna dry in exactly the shape you want them to be in. Now, also, we tend to get a little messy when we're painting. So you can see I've got lots of paint on my hands. Don't worry about that. The paint will come off of your skin. It will come out of your hair as long as you bathe. Okay, just like your brushes. Okay, so with the paint on your hands, you just need to scrub. We're just gonna take our normal hand soap. I'm just gonna scrub back and forth. You know, if you need to use a sponge or a little nail brush or something, that can kind of help some of this paint come off a little more easily. But it's really, really simple. I know, you guys are all probably hand washing experts right now, as you should be. So same ideas, you just want to be thorough, but the paint is absolutely washable off of those hands. Easy peasy. Just making sure. I always get paint on this side of my hand and I forget to get it. It's just one of those things. Okay, just like that. Rinse and dry. And you're good to go, okay? So again, we are doing to-go kits. You guys just want to check those out at potterybyyou.com. That's our sister studio. We give you everything you need, but feel free to watch all these tips and tricks videos. We're just trying to help you out, make things a little bit easier for you at home while we're social distancing. Thank you so much.